And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
What do you do in a difficult conversation? A conversation that you don't want to have, but you got to have. You know what I'm talking about? Recently, I've had this experience, too many of these experiences, having conversations I didn't want to have. Now, you may say, well, how does that happen? How do you find yourself in that situation? Well, are you under scrutiny? No. I lost my mother. I was at a funeral for my mother. We had to plan the arrangements. We had to get everything set up. We had to get all the guests there. We had to transport the people there. And if you've ever helped to coordinate a funeral for somebody, especially a loved one like a parent or significant other, or Lord forbid, a child, then you know the stress that puts people under. You know the challenges that people are going through dealing with their emotions. And you know that not everybody in those situations are doing things that they normally would do. And in those situations, because of that stress of a situation of going through loss of a loved one, you're experiencing all these emotions. So as I'm dealing with this funeral, I'm focused on what we talk about here, being effective in our communication and being effectively at working with people. And the key to effective communication truly is the part of listening, being that empathetic listener. Being that empathetic listener, that listener truly wants to understand, where is this other person coming from? Why do they feel this way? And what have they experienced that makes them feel this way? So our challenge when we're dealing with difficult conversations isn't truly beginning with ourselves. It's beginning with the person that we're talking to at that point in time to understand, how do they perceive things? And the only way we're going to do that is to truly listen to that individual and hear them out, hear what they want, hear what they perceive, hear what they're afraid of, hear what they agree with, hear what they're joyful about. Understand. This is so critical to all communication, because if we can't understand, we are not going to move forward on anything. We're going to constantly disagree with people and find ourselves argumentative. And of course, as Dale Carnegie said, the best way to avoid an argument is not to have it, right? That's the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. And when we think about these things and these conversations that we're having with people, even during these difficult situations like the one I've just gone through, I have to remind myself, as I'm reminding you, are you truly listening? Are you hearing everything they say? Do you understand why they're doing what they're doing? Because the last time you walked down there and said, I can't believe they're doing that. I can't believe they're saying that. Well, why is that? Why would they say that? Why would they do that? And you could be trite and you could say, well, just because they're dumb, because I said that. Well, how do you know? How do you really, really know? Maybe they're highly educated. Maybe they studied it. Maybe they've had vast experiences in life that have taught them to be this way. We don't know. We don't know until we ask, until we get all the facts, until we discuss with them. Tell me about it. What have you experienced? What have you been through? What have you studied? What do you know about this topic? And when you're dealing with a difficult situation like dealing with a funeral, you have a lot of different points of view, and everybody, as they say, deals with those emotions differently. You've heard that. You probably even said that yourself. Everybody deals with grief in their own way. You may have heard this before. The reality is, if we want to be understood, we have to seek this understanding. So what I found is that by asking questions to people, asking them, hey, tell me about your relationship with my mom. Tell me, what did you enjoy? What do you remember the best? And as they shared with their memories with me, they started talking about who she was and how they related to them and what they really liked. And then it allowed me the opportunity to focus on that. Well, the cool thing about it is that's what you always have with her, those memories, right, that created. Because people don't care what you said. They care how you made them feel. And so I really focused on listening to people at the funeral and understand how they felt about things. And by doing this, what I found is that people were very comforted by it. They were appreciative. I didn't tell them what I thought about what they were thinking or tell them how my mom would have thought about it, because people want to work through this grief on their own. And we have to help them by listening, understanding, caring, taking the time. And at the end of the ceremonies and when we put my mother to the rest, it was absolutely beautiful because it came together and everybody in their own way was in one place, dealing with that moment in time with true regards and love in their hearts and paying attention to each other. And this is our challenge. So by doing this, when you actually look at other people's point of view and seek understanding, you can deal with any difficult conversation. And at the end, you'll make it happier for them and happier for yourself. Now go make it happen.